Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. How are you? I'm sure you will be fine. With the last lesson, our chapter ended. Now, in this lesson, we will review the some concepts of chapter number 3. At the end of the lesson, you will be classify materials as solid, liquid or gas, describe the movement and arrangement of particles in solid, liquid and gas, use the particle model to explain the expansion and contraction and explain pressure in gases. These are the topics which we will revise today. Introduction to physical states of matter, the particle model of solid, liquid and gas, evidence for the particle model, expansion and contraction in solid, liquid and gas, and pressure in gases. Do you know what water, air and rocks have in common? Hmm? Yes, they are made up of matters. Now you might be wondering why they are look so different if they made up of same things. But the truth is everything around you is made of matter, just in different shapes and forms. Anything which has mass and occupies space is called as matter. So everything around you is matter, whether it's living or not living. Matter can be grouped into three main states: solid, liquid, and gas. To figure out which state of matter something is in, we need to examine its properties. The physical state we will look at to determine states of matter are shape, mass. Firstly, we will discuss solids. Solids are easy to recognize. Rock, apple, pencil, and plants are examples of solids. If you look around, you can find many examples of solid objects. Let us discuss some properties of solids. Solids have definite shape and distinct boundaries. Solids have fixed volume, they have negligible compressibility, they are rigid, the intermolecular forces of attraction is maximum, the kinetic energy of its particles is minimum. In this slide, you can see different pictures of solid objects. Now we will discuss some properties of liquid. Unlike solids, liquids have variable shapes but have fixed volume. Liquids take the shape of the container. Liquids usually flow readily. However, not all liquids flow at the same rate. In this slide, you can see different pictures of liquid objects. Now we will discuss third state of matter, that is gas. Gases expands to fill any container and they have not fixed shape and volume. They move in random motion and there are negligible force of attraction between the molecules of gases. Gases have very low density, it means there are lots of empty spaces between them. In this slide, you can see different examples of gases. Today we discussed three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. We talk about arrangement of particles in solid, liquid and gas. In solids, the particles are close together but in regular pattern, and in solid, the particles are close together but in random arrangement, and in gaseous state, the particles are far apart and in random pattern. We talk about movements of particles in solid, liquid and gas. In solids, particles only vibrate and not leave its position. In liquids, particles move around each other. In gaseous state, the particles move quickly in all directions. You can see the difference between solid, liquid and gas by looking at the diagrams of solid, liquid and gases. In this chapter, we are going to review what we know about solids, liquids, and gases. We are going to learn about a scientific model that can be used to describe how the particles in all three states behave. This model is called the particle model of matter, and it will help us to understand much more about the properties of solids, liquids, and gases. Let's get started. According to its first assumption, the all substances are made of of particles. You can see the microscopic view of matter in the slide. According to the second assumption, the particles are attracted to each other, some strongly, other weakly. Actually, particles of matters of same substances, such as the same element, are attracted to one another. The force of attraction tends to pull the particles close together, as you can see in the diagram. According to the third assumption, the particles move around. Actually, each particle moves freely through space. The motion of particles in a liquid is kinetic energy. When a liquid gets warm, the particles move faster. The particles have more kinetic energy. According to the fourth assumption, as the temperature increases, the particles move more rapidly. Actually, particles move rapidly in all directions but collide with each other more frequently than in gases due to shorter distance between particles. When an increase in temperature, the particles move faster as they gain kinetic energy, resulting in increased collision rate and an increased rate of diffusion. Each state of matter behave differently and the particles in each state behave differently. This diagram compares the particles in a gas, a liquid and a solid. Firstly, we will discuss the term expansion. When heated, the particles in a substance it vibrate more and move apart to occupy more space. So the size and the volume increases, but the size of the particle remain the same, as you can see in this slide. When hitting the particles, atoms and molecules gain more energy. This causes them to move faster and bump into each other more than with the greater force. This makes them move further apart. This increase in space between the particles is the reason why solid, liquid and gases expands. Gases expands more than liquids and liquid expands more than solid. We will discuss these expansion in solid, liquid and gases in next slides. Now we are going to discuss contraction. When we cool the object, the opposite happens. So they get smaller in size and we can say that they contract. Actually, when they are cooled, the atoms and molecules lose energy. They move close together, resulting in contraction of the solid, liquid, and gas. We will discuss the contraction in solid, liquid, and gases in the next slides. Before explaining the contraction and expansion in solid, liquid and gas separately, we have to know that when substances expand or contract, the particles stay the same size and only the spaces between the particles change. Next, the particles in the solids vibrate more when it is heated, thus take up more room, which is called as expansion. Similar process happens to similar processes happens to liquids and gases when they are heated or when they are cold. Now we will discuss the expansions in solids. I have a question for you. When cold, the bar fits into the gaps. When bar is heated, it will not. Why? Actually, when the metal bar is cold, it slips into places, and when it is heated, it has the bar is too big to fit in. So, in similar way, there is a ball and a ring. When the ball is cooled, it can pass through the ring. But when we heat the ball, it gains more size and cannot pass through the same ring. Have you noticed that when a metal bar is heated, it expands? Actually, when a metal bar is heated, the particles gains energy and vibrate more vigorously about their fixed position, forcing each other further apart. As a result, expansion in the metal bar is happens. You can notice the expansion and contraction in your daily life. You can notice that telephone and power cables bends during hot weather. In similar ways,
Have you noticed that there is a gaps between railway tracks? What is the reason of these gaps? Actually, we know that a railway track is made up of number of rails joined to each other. These rails are usually made up of steel, and steel expands on heating and cool on contracting. If the joints are joined together without leaving space, the rail may be bent. So in similar way, bridges have a sliding joint for expansion and contraction depending on the weather condition. Now we will discuss the expansion of liquids. When the flask is put in hot water, the water rises, expands. Let's do an experiment. Take two glass flasks containing colored water and two beakers containing one beaker contain hot water and another contain cold water. One glass flask contained colored water is placed in a beaker of hot water and the other placed in cold water. Soon after, the liquid rises is seen to rise in hot water beaker. This shows the colored water expands when heated by the hot water. Have you ever seen the expansion in thermometer? The mercury in thermometer is a liquid which expands on heating and it rises up according to the change of temperature. Now we will discuss the expansion in gases. As we know that thermal expansion is the tendency of matter to increase in volume or pressure when heated. Gases change in volume or pressure is related to the container that the gas in it. Let's do an experiment. Slip the open end of the empty balloon over the mouth of the bottle. Light the stove and heat the bottle by carefully passing it over the flame repeatedly. The bottle will crack if held in one place over the flame of the stove. As the walls of the bottle get heated, the air inside absorbs the heat and expands, filling up the balloon. If some cold water is poured over the bottle, the same air would start contracting and the balloon will collapse. This shows that removal of heat leads to contraction of air. As we have discussed the expansion and contraction in solid, liquid, and gases, now we will compare the expansion and contraction in solids, liquid, and gases. In solids, the particles are not free to move. Solids do not expand much. As compared to solids, in liquids, the particles move freely. Then in solids, liquids usually expands more than solids. If we talk about gases, the particles are far apart and move more freely than in liquids. Gases usually expands more than liquids. This is Before starting today's lesson, I have a question for you. How is the gas pressure produced? Actually, gas pressure is caused when gas particles hit the walls of their containers. The more often the particles hit the wall and the faster they are moving when they do this, the higher the pressure. That is why the pressure in a tire or balloon goes up when more air is pumped in. We will explain it in next slide. When you blow up a balloon, you are filling it with air particles. The more air particles you added, the bigger the balloon, it means higher the pressure. If we talk about the importance of gas pressure, the gas pressure keeps the tire inflated, as you can notice in this slide. There is an instrument which is used to measure the pressure, that is barometer. With this instrument, we can measure the air gas pressure. We can explain the gas pressure by explaining the collapsing can experiment. Here are two bottles, two cans. One can is full of air and surrounded by air. The air pressure inside and outside the can is the same. That is why the can keeps its shape. When air is pumped out of the can, the pressure inside the can falls.
The higher air pressure on the outside pushes on the walls of the can, making it collapse inward, as you can see in the second can.
Okay, this is all for today's lesson. Today we revised the concepts of chapter 3. Now you have to solve exercise questions and all pages of workbook related to chapter 3. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe.